Hey guys, welcome back for another reaction. Today I'll be checking out 5 weird things that Swedes do. This is interesting. So I'm really excited to watch this. Let's get into this.
What's up, guys? So, for the most part, being an American living in Sweden, like Americans and Swedes, we have a lot in common. But after having lived here for over a year now, I've noticed that there are some things that people in Sweden do that are just a little bit weird for me. So, in this video, I'm going to talk about the top 5 weird things that Swedish people do.
Let's see. They talk to me into doing this.
Now, the first thing that I think is just a little bit weird is that a lot of times Swedes will avoid eye contact with their neighbors. Now, this
I
is
do
different
too.
depending on where you live in Sweden and who your neighbors are, because I know some Swedes that have great relationships with their neighbors as well. But in a lot of cases, Swedes actually, avoid their neighbors. And here, I've lived in this place for like 15 months. And I'm not really super close with any of our neighbors that live in this apartment complex. Like, sure, if I see them, I'll say hi to them, but it's not like a lot of places in America where they have tight knit communities with their neighbors and their people that live close by to them. And this especially sticks out to me, not where I'm from, but like in the Midwest. People in the Midwest are like extremely friendly. Like when I go to visit my cousins in Nebraska, they know all their neighbors and they have neighborhood barbecues and parties together. And like if a family member from one family gets sick, all the people in the neighborhood will get together to help that person. And so that's a really, really cool vibe that people are so open and friendly in some of those communities. I would say in Sweden, this pretty much is not.
Yeah, I kind of like hear that people is very friendly, but I try to still avoid neighbors. Maybe I'm a Swede. Because I just don't want to do small talks. That's why I was like, check if there's a neighbor outside, and then if not, I go out. Oh,
Not
it's
the case.
funny.
Typically, the neighbors they don't go out of their way to talk to each other a whole lot, and they actually kind of avoid each other.
That's what I do.
What are you doing, by the way?
Making sure there's no neighbor outside.
You think that's normal?
Okay, now.
I thought I was the only one to do that. Like, I would check if someone is outside just so I cannot talk to neighbor. But yeah, I thought I was the only one that does that. It's always good to like hear or know that I'm not the only one. Maybe I'm a Swede.
It's not that Swedes are rude, it's just a different
No.
culture here. They do keep to themselves a lot more, and that can take some
I
getting used
understand
to
that.
from people who come from different cultures where people are a lot more open.
Is that the whole point of having neighbors, is to meet them?
No.
The whole point of having neighbors is to fill the other apartments in the building. Hey.
Oh, here we go. Hello, my name is Bruce, and this is my girlfriend Emma. I moved into the build. Okay. We'll see you around. I think we're in floor 2.
The second weird thing that Swedes do is put ketchup on their pasta. Now, I gotta admit, I'm actually
What?
guilty of this now that I've lived here for like 15 months. Like, I've done this several times now.
That's a
I'm
thing?
kinda used to it. Like, they'll make macaroni noodles and meatballs and have ketchup there. But, like, don't tell my Italian grandparents that I do this because I think they would have a fit if they knew that I was eating ketchup with pasta. The first few times I saw this, I thought it was extremely weird and
It
pretty
is.
disrespectful to the pasta, to be honest.
Somebody touch my spaghetti!
Growing up with amazing Italian food back at home, like it is kind of weird to me still, but it is kind of convenient if you want a quick meal. It works, and it is just something that
I
they do
guess
here in
so.
Sweden. Now, while we're on the topic of food, a few other things that Swedes do that I just think is
How does it taste? Like, I am not a very fan of ketchup, but I love ketchup with my fries, but nothing else. So how does it taste like? Like, I've never heard of that before. Like people who put ketchup on their pasta. Never. Oh, that's so crazy. That's so interesting.
a little bit
Shocking.
weird is they will use like a fork and a knife for everything, whether they're eating pizza, hamburgers. I've seen people several times eat their hamburgers with a fork and knife. Now, this I have never seen in America. And also, like when you
What?
buy pizza in America, it usually comes pre-sliced, where in Sweden, a
Yeah.
lot of times people will cut their pizza with a fork and a knife. Or if you make pizza at home, sometimes they'll even use like regular scissors to cut their pizza. I've never even seen that before in America. Pretty much we only use
Oh
like pizza
my
slicers, and
gosh.
everything's get pre-sliced. If you were at a restaurant or something and you order a pizza, it pretty much always comes sliced, so it's easy to just grab it and eat it slice by
Yeah.
slice. And also to that point, I noticed that people don't really eat food when they're on the go as much as they do in America either. I think a lot of that has to
Did he just said that they would eat their burger with a fork? Like how? How how is that possible? You cut them and then you just like I've never heard that before. Like never. Oh my gosh. These people are different. Very different.
go back to like the fika culture that they have in Sweden, where people like to take a break, relax, and sit down and enjoy a coffee or a snack or whatever it is they're going to be eating. And a lot of times in America, people are so on the go and in a rush to
Yeah.
go to the next place and do the
Yeah.
next thing, and just so busy all the time that it's not uncommon to see people eating while they're walking down the street. And I also do this in Sweden. I'll just buy a protein bar on the go and eat it. You see people in the movies that will be in New York and they go eat a hot dog from the local hot dog stand and they're just eating it on their way to the next meeting or something. I mean, that's just kind of how it is in America. There's a lot of
Yeah.
like takeout
Very
food,
busy.
fast food on the go, and you can just kind of eat on the run. Whereas in Sweden, people relax a little bit more, and maybe that is related to like the fork and knife culture, because when you're on the go, you can't
Oh.
really eat with a fork and knife. I mean, that'd be really tough. Have my little plate and cut
That
them while
makes
I'm like,
sense.
nah,
Yeah.
I just don't think that's gonna work. The fourth thing that
Yeah,
strikes
makes
me a little
sense.
bit odd about Sweden is that a lot of times people in Sweden will actually have kids before they get married. And no, I'm not talking about like on accident.
Really?
A lot of times people will just do this, and it's not something weird here in Sweden, where in America, this is really, really uncommon for people to start a family before being
Yeah.
in a marriage. But here in
Yeah.
Sweden, marriage isn't as big of a deal as it is in America. Actually,
Interesting.
like if I were to marry a Swedish girl, it wouldn't have any repercussions for my permits and things like that. Basically, in Sweden, you can become a sambo, which just means like you're a registered partner living with the other person. And
Really?
basically, in
That's a
the eyes
thing?
of the government and the migration office, being a sambo is just the same as being married. So you don't even have to be married to get all the same benefits basically as being a sambo. So I think in general, people
That's nice. Then you don't have to tied with a person, with that person in your whole life if you get the same benefit. That's nice, yeah. Because if that person cheated on you, then you will be tied with that person for a long time until you get divorced. That's nice. That's nice. I've never heard of that too, though.
people in Sweden get married a lot later than they do in America. Like I've got friends in America who are already getting married. And in Sweden, people wait a lot longer. They'll wait till their late 20s, early 30s a lot of times to actually get married, which is a big difference in the culture.
36.
And I think that's
Wow.
totally fine. Like I myself personally am not looking to get married for quite a long time. I have a lot of goals and things that I want to accomplish before starting a family. But in America, things kind of happen in a certain order a lot of times. Like you meet a girl, you settle down, you get a
Yeah.
good job, you get married, and then you look into having kids and starting a family. Where here in Sweden, because marriage isn't as big of a deal, sometimes you'll just be with a person for a long time and decide that, hey, you want to have kids, and it's not necessarily weird to have kids before marriage, which in America, that's not common at
Interesting.
all. And the last thing that I think is just a little bit weird
I feel like it's not very common here because people judge you when you get married before. I mean, when you get your kids before marriage. Yeah. And yeah, it's different, really different. Because yeah, my sister got married like a few days ago and she's only 23. It's very young, right? So yeah.
here in Sweden is the TV tax that they have. In Sweden,
Paying a
if you own a TV, people will
TV
actually
tax?
come to
What's
your
that?
house and see if you have a TV. And then if you do have a TV, you actually have to pay a special additional tax on it. And now that we're living in
Why?
2018, almost 2019, that sounds crazy to say. I feel like 99% of people are going to have TVs. So why not just tax everybody? I think it's just kind of weird that people have to like come to your door and check if you have a TV or not. And
Yeah,
even if you
that's
don't have a
weird.
TV, I mean, in my personal situation, I don't watch a lot of TV, but I've got an iPad, I've got an iPhone, I've got a laptop, and I'm connected in this digital world just like everybody else. I think it's kind of odd to have people calling you up and coming to your house to see if you have a TV, because at the end of the day,
Yeah.
does it really matter if you have a TV or not, as long as you're connected some way? I mean, pretty much everybody's connected in some way. So I just think that one is a little bit weird as well, especially in
Yeah. I think that's so weird that people will just come, knock on your door, and then will be like, "Do you have a TV?" And how much do you pay for a TV tax? I've never heard that. That's so interesting. How much? Is it like every year they do that or what? That's so shocking. That's really shocking.
a country
Gosh.
that already has so many different taxes and different rules, why not
Yeah.
just make it uniform? So with that being said, guys, those are 5 things that I think are a little bit weird about living in Sweden and Swedish people in general. If you have not subscribed to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button. I hope you enjoyed this one. And
That was really, really interesting and really shocking to me. Like ketchup on pasta, TV tax. Those are really, really weird and interesting. But of course, every culture is different. So yeah, I still understand them. Like if I ever live in a different countries, I'll definitely have a lot of culture shocks, but then I'll get used to it. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.